I had one of the most exhilarating conversations with a community attender recently. Now, this was a guy who's done pretty well in business, but in the last few years, he's found his way back to God. He shows up every week at community, and he says, every week I find myself getting emotional, and I'm not really an emotional guy. And he loves the community he's experiencing. He's in a small group that's doing life together. He's also finding that he loves being generous. I mean, he's giving away more and more of what God's given him. And he's super passionate about the mission. I mean, so passionate now that he's strategizing how he can spend more time on the mission and less time at work. So I'm having this conversation, and throughout the conversation, he kept using this phrase over and over again. He just kept saying, I'm all in. He talked about his relationship with Jesus, and he said, I'm all in. And we talked about the mission. I want to spend more time there. He said, I just want to be all in. And we talked about generosity and some of the initiatives we have coming up. He said, listen, I'm all in. It got to the point where I just stop him and I'd say, did you know that our theme for this next ministry year is all in? And he had no idea. And then he said, I had no idea, but that's just how I feel. I feel all in. If there's one phrase that I'd like to describe this next ministry year, it's this phrase, all in. And here's why. I think God's looking for people who are all in. Look what it says in 2 Chronicles 16:9. It says this, the eyes of the Lord search the whole earth in order to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to Him. Now this scripture tells us something amazing about God, that He's always looking for people to strengthen. Other translations say mightily support. And the people He chooses to strengthen or mightily support are the ones who are completely committed to Him. He's looking for that in people. God's actually kind of looking for people who are all in. Now, as we look ahead to this next ministry year, this is going to be a year of exceptional opportunity. We're going to reach record numbers of people. We're going to actually bring restoration in unprecedented ways. We're going to reproduce this mission both locally and globally. We're going to help more people than ever find their way back to God. But it's going to take all of us, and it's going to take all of us being all in. And here's what that means. First, it means being all in with Jesus. We have to increase the spiritual temperature of our own lives. Now, we've equipped you with an 8-week Bible reading challenge, but you have to take ownership for that. You have to increase your own spiritual temperature of being all in with Jesus, and that is just foundational. Secondly, we need you to be all in on the mission. Last year, almost 3/4 of our small groups had a written mission statement and then were commissioned on a weekend. This year, we want to go for 100%. We want every one of our groups to be on mission. And that means you and your group being all in. Lastly, we have to be all in with our generosity. The Bible teaches us, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And for many of us, this is the biggest test. But we need you to be all in with your generosity. And I want you to know, I am all in. And here's what I'm asking of everyone at Community. Will you join me and be all in?
I am real excited about some great things that God has done on our campus over this past year, but equally excited about some amazing things and more amazing things that God is going to do through all of us right here in the year 2013. We're going to begin to take some steps, maybe steps we've never taken before or bigger steps than we've ever taken, but these are steps that we're going to take so that all of us can be all in.
Now, looking back, that God was really putting all the pieces in place for us to go to Yorkville. This was an opportunity where we could put everything on the table, all the chips, all in, give our time, our talents, our passions, our money, our property, our family, everything in one community and for one purpose, to make an impact on Yorkville and Kendall County.
The first step that we're going to look to take together is the step of epic outreach. This is going to be a big year, and some of the ways that we're going to accomplish that is in February and March, we're going to send out a postcard 5 times to 20,000 households in the Yorkville area and the Kendall County area. And this is just a great way for us to be able to get our name out and let people know that we're here and we care about them and we're here to help them find their way back to God. Some of the other things that are going to be involved in this epic outreach is we're going to do a first ever VBS on our campus. We have over 18,000 people that live in Yorkville, and 10% of those are under the age of 6. And we have the largest water park right across the street from us. We have a great contact with kids, and we want to begin to reach out to them in epic ways this year for our epic outreach. The second step that we're going to begin to take together is we're going to look to have Spirit-led restoration. And some of the things that we're going to begin to do is we have already as a staff and together as a team begun to identify ways that we can reach out to our community and to this world. We've begun to partner with the city of Yorkville in hoping to find ways that we can reach out and make a difference right here in our community. But we're also looking to partner with people from around the world and churches and Christ followers where we can reach out and make an impact around the globe. The third and final step that we're going to begin to take together is the step of exponential reproduction. With new people coming into our campus because of the postcards and the outreach that we're going to partake in this year, there becomes a great need for new leaders, new groups, new apprentice leaders. So we're going to work very hard over these next couple of months to reproduce our leaders and be ready for the new people that will come in so that we can reach the far from God. I know that God is going to be doing some great things through this campus this year, but what's that going to take? I think it's going to require prayer. Each and every one of us need to be talking to God about what we can do to be a part of all of this. It's going to take faith, maybe faith more than we've ever had before, faith in God and what He can do, but it's also going to take sacrifice. And we want you to begin to look at that and see what part you can play this year in Yorkville. And for the year 2013, Yorkville is all in.